And let's say welcome back in Belgium.
Thank you.
Welcome back in Europe.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It's becoming my home.
Yeah, how does it feel after your great, impressive performance at HOESELT in Tofke?
How does it
Because
feel
we were there.
I was excited to come back. Really excited to come back. It's always exciting. I love the audience in Belgium. They're very open and receptive.
You played 3 times at HOESELT for
Yes.
for a full tent.
For a really full tent. And for small 30-minute shows, and they're like little drops of honey.
Yeah.
It's like push 30 minutes, push 30 minutes, take that 30 minutes. So I like those shows.
Your show today in Diepenbeek, you are doing it with the same band? Oh no,
Yes.
because last time you were playing with a mixed band, I think, people from Belgium, people from England, no?
Yes, we have a Belgian band when we play here, but this time I have my saxophonist from England also.
Okay.
And I always bring my my guitarist Matt Jackson with me too. But Al Nichols has played in Belgium a few times with other bands, but this time he's with me, and it's going to be fantastic. It'll lift. You'll see a totally different show all over again. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I wrote for the Good's Time Freddy review about the whole HOESELT weekend, and about your show. I can put it together in 3 words.
Okay.
The lady was very energetic. She has a big voice, raw and soulful.
Oh, it's raw. It's very raw. I've just had 1 week in Glastonbury with lots of singing, lots of drinking, lots of dust. It's very raw.
Yeah. Oh. Was I complete enough to tell something about you, or won't you maybe add something? Yeah, now you have the chance.
Well, I had a very boisterous show at HOESELT. I was very excited because I had had 6 months off after having major surgery. I had a hysterectomy in March. So I had been very sick, and it was very major. So my show in Dendermonde on the Friday, and then in HOESELT on Sunday, were my first shows since New Year's Eve. So it was very exciting, and I was apprehensive, I was scared, I was anxious. I didn't know how it was going to go. It was brilliant, and so everything was
great.
10 times more exciting than usual, and so I was so excited. At the end of the show in HOESELT, I drank a beer like glug, 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 like a real English person on holiday. And embarrassed the band really, but I said, let's make a chain, I need a beer. Passed the beer all the way from the bar to the stage, and I drank it. It was a real exciting time for me.
So
I'm really grateful for the party that you gave me. Thank you.
Yeah, great to hear. So I don't have to ask you anything about our Belgian beers. You have tried. You've tried a few of them.
Well, in fact,
I saw you walking with a glass. I don't know what, but that's great.
Yeah, I really like the dark beers, the really strong beers. I'm in a real ale club at home, and I really prefer the flat, warm English ale. Yeah. Yeah, but then when I come here and you have a 10% beer from the Monks, I love it.
Yeah, we have very great beers.
You just need 2 and then I don't remember.
Then you sleep well.
Yeah.
Susie, like I said, I've found a few statements about you.
Okay.
The first one, she is from Northumberland in northeast England.
That's right, yeah, it's 20 miles from Scotland.
Is it a special place for you? And you think it has something to do with your, because the reason that you became a musician?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No, there's very little music in Northumberland. It's mainly, it's 20 miles from the Scottish border, and it's mainly like Scottish pipes or Northumbrian pipes. It's very folk-led music. And my family are not musical at all. They're like, what is that stuff you sing, Susan? You know, Susan is my real name. And no, I don't know how it happened. I have an auntie. She died when I was young, and she introduced me to Elvis, and so this was my first introduction to rock and roll. And then I just used to sing karaoke, and then one day I used to sing country and western and 60s music, and then someone asked me to be in a band, but I was really old, 28, and we were singing rock. And then, of course, with rock, you're introduced to rock blues. And then one of my guitarists said, "Have you heard this?" And he gave me a side of Rufus Thomas. And unfortunately, this was my guitarist, Dale Robinson. He died not long ago, God bless. And he showed me Rufus Thomas, and then my world changed. And I've spent a lot of time in New Orleans since. I've been to the Juke Joint Festival. I've stood underneath the crossroads. I've done all the things. I fell in love with the blues then, and I just keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And I did my thesis on Memphis Minnie and women in the blues pre-1960 for university, and I just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper to the roots of the blues, you know.
You have already mentioned a few names. Other names are Etta James.
Yeah.
They hear, when you sing, people say they hear Etta James, but also Cyndi Lauper.
I think Cyndi Lauper because she's wild.
Because you, the way you sing, your energy.
I like this. I think this is someone Marcel who wrote that about me, and I like this comparison, because who wouldn't want to sound like Etta James and Cyndi Lauper? But it is not on purpose.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not people who I listen to a lot. Everybody wants to have fun, of course, and Etta James is a queen. But my main love would be Irma Thomas for my female influences.
Yeah. The music of the 50s, 60s, that's your music.
Yeah, but I listen to a lot, you know. I might come across a bit of Etta James because of the music choices and because my throat's raw from singing rock. But also my set list is so varied because I you know, on Sunday I was in Glastonbury and I went and seen Neville Staples. I like to listen to Metallica, I like to listen to two-tone, I like to see blues, I like to see jump blues and rockabilly and jazz. My musical choices are vast. I'm not stuck to the blues, but that's where my heart's at.
Something more about Northumberland.
Yeah.
I found something about a down-home charm of Northumberland. Can you explain us that? What does they mean with that?
I think they mean this. Do you know? Have you heard of the expression between the North and the South of America?
Yeah.
I mean, you go to New York and everyone's really busy and rushed, and they're all going to make the $1 million, and they're going, and it's all fast, and they don't have time for anybody. And you go to the South and they're like, "Hey man, come on, we'll buy beer and come around and have some mac and cheese," you know. And it's reversed in England. Sorry, everyone in England, but everyone's much nicer up north. And we have time for everybody, and we don't have this. You seem to have a sense of entitlement. Sorry. Oh, that's what we. When you go to when you visit London from the north, it just seems like a different world. And so where it was my old drummer that said about my boisterous charm from Brian Neville from the north, because I really don't care what people think. I'm gonna sing whatever I want to sing. I'm gonna dress however I want to dress. I'm gonna speak to whoever I want to speak to. As soon as Canned Heat come off stage last night, I was like, God, let me get a selfie. You know, I don't care. And I think that I don't have this, I'm not going to go and watch another band. I don't have that thing. Anyway, I think that's what he means.
I understand.
We're just open people.
I understand.
I'm going to do an interview in my socks.
A year ago we had a pandemic. Corona. How did it change you? Are you different before, post, after Corona?
I haven't got round from it yet, I don't think. So I had a pretty tough time. I moved out of a house I was living in for 2 years, 1 week before lockdown, and so I was completely on my own, and I live 400 miles from my family. That's why I'm called Sister Susie, by the way, because my brother and my sister are my biggest fans. So I'm sister for them, and I completely went into a mental hole. It was awful. I didn't have any plants. I don't have any babies. I don't have a pet. I felt like if I can't dance, I can't sing, I can't be around people, I don't know why I'm on this earth. I have nothing to be here for, and that is really how I felt. And then I got Corona really bad, and I was in the house for I couldn't get outside for weeks and weeks, a good 11 weeks or so. And then I broke my ankle. Then I got Corona again, and I just had a really bad time. And my regular drummer and bass player retired in that space as well. So I've got now a collection of drummers and bass players to get me through this point. But that's good though, because then I've got pools of players all around. But yeah, it's been really, really hard. And then of course I've had women's health problems after that. So this is me just coming out of the dark, hopefully. It's been a long 3 years.
Yeah.
A long 3 years.
What are your plans for the future? Are you thinking of going back to the studio, or maybe working on a new album? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have to say, anybody who wants to buy my album, buy it now, because I'm going to set them on fire. I really dislike the album we made in 2018.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I really dislike it. I don't like the production of it at all. So, and I seem to get on really well. I love this team that I work with in Belgium. So we're going to do some recording at the end of the year, hopefully, and bring these chaps that I've got with us today out to Belgium and make a new record.
Okay. Some questions to finish. First of all, like I said, what are your plans for the future? But you must have still open items on your, what they call the bucket list, or the list that you maybe once want to do. Maybe that are not musical items, but
the blues cruise.
See, I don't know about a lot of these things.
Yesterday, Riesager told us one of his plans, of his open items, was being part of the blues cruise. Yes.
Where's the blues
famous
cruise?
The famous blues cruise. They go on a
August.
I think August.
Blues cruise.
August, but it's very famous. Big names always, but Bonamassa is one of the big people in the top, and he decides if you can come or not, I think. And many artists hope that they can once join the
Well,
group.
the thing is, if I mean, I would love this, but there's a big, huge difference, and it's really nice that a lot of the festivals in Belgium, I find, mix up their choices with the acts they play, because it seems quite often that the rock blues, Joe Bonamassa style, is never mixed with this kind of roots. Not often at blues festivals, not ones that I've seen in England anyway, unless it's more Americana or roots based festival, then they are mixed. But when they're separated, it seems like there's a big massive blues audience that thinks that's what blues is, and it began as that and it will end as that, and they don't realise where it comes from.
Yeah, from the south, from the Delta blues, from
and from space. You know, the amount of notes that B.B. King would play in a song in comparison to Joe Bonamassa style blues is quite astronomical.
Yeah.
And so I really love that festivals like this and like goes out have bands that play both styles, and then the audience can realise where the music comes from. But yeah, if Joe Bonamassa picks up people like ourselves to play the blues cruise, then bring it on, baby. Take it back to the start. I'll do some Etta James for you.
Other things that you want to do? You must have some
Oh, for me.
for personal things that.
Well, it's been a few years since I was back in the Crescent City, since before Corona hit us. So I would like to go back to New Orleans and back to the juke joint and play with my friends over there. I've got quite a few friends I would like to go and play with. But apart from that, you know, I've always wanted to climb Machu Picchu and I haven't done that. I keep wanting to go on all these trips, but I keep ending up back in the States. That's what happens.
That's what happens.
So damn it. And then I go, it's really funny, I like to travel and I you know, I'm going to go and do the Caminos, and walk and do all these things. And I think, you know, you can choose whoever you want to be when you go somewhere else and when you travel on your own and chat to people and have your own conversations and do your own thing. And always I end up in a blues jam somewhere. I read the Tattooist of Auschwitz was the last one I did. I read the Tattooist of Auschwitz and halfway through the book I booked a ticket and went to Auschwitz. And I spent 4 days in Krakow. And yeah, I ended up singing on a Sunday night for 2 hours at the blues band. Like, are you sure you can sing and you're not just some drunk English person? So to get my YouTube out, and so I got on the stage. It was really cool. So I really love travelling alone. But, you know, I wrote a song on my album. I say I don't like my album, but I love this song and I'll play it tonight. It's called Yours. And, you know, as musicians, you get to meet so many people, but you don't actually know anybody. You know, and when you get home, nobody invites you for a coffee because they think you're not there or you're never home. And it's really funny how you don't actually make many tight connections. And now I have somebody, so maybe I won't do so much travelling alone. See.
Okay. Is there also time left outside of music? Do you have any hobbies or free time or?
Yeah, I love to do art. I love to do. I done some creative writing classes last year. Yeah, I done my degree just 4 years ago, just for fun, because someone called me stupid once. So I went and did a degree in human studies, or sociology, because I'm not a good enough musician to do music. But I did end up writing my thesis on musicians. So yeah, I like to train my brain, and I like to work out. I like to do all sorts of things. I go dancing. Like I say, I would like to go jiving, but I love to go northern soul. I love to go ska, reggae, heavy metal. Don't judge me.
So you must be in Belgium.
Yeah.
You have great festivals, heavy, blues, all. We have all.
All of
Okay.
it, yeah. I could sense that last night. There was some wild rock chicks last night.
Okay, Susie. I have a last question to ask you. What did you learn about yourself by being a musician, by playing music?
That's a biggie.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's the last
That's
one.
why it's there.
Do you think you became a different person by singing,
It came out,
playing music?
Well, it came out in my creative writing classes actually, and I've spoke about it with my close friends. That I was bullied quite a lot when I was at school. I was a bigger teenager. I was quite fat. Didn't have any confidence, and I used to sing along to the divas in my bedroom. I used to listen to Aretha and Celine and sing my head out, but only when nobody was in the house. And then one day I was in school uniform, but we were allowed to drink so long as we took our school ties off. Sorry, parents. So I was in the pub one day anyway, and I sang on the karaoke, and I was about 15 or 16. And nobody bullied me after that. And so, but that's all I did for every Friday. I just sang in a karaoke, and so it already gave us a little bit of confidence and stopped me from being a bit bullied. But actually, it's only been the last 10 years while I've been working in the south with these great guys I work with that I've been able to mould my style on stage and the music choices and my writing and things like that. So yeah, it's been a big learning curve, but half of me wishes I'd done it much earlier and I had a musical upbringing and started much earlier, so I could have made something of myself. But the rest of me thinks, no, I'm only at this point because of the life I've lived already. So, and I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't done it the way I've done it. So it's made me quite proud when I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
I don't have a career or a baby or anything else. This is it. This is my love.
What I hear, so
It's my baby.
you would do it again. Yeah,
Yes.
surely.
I'd advise anybody. You know, everybody when you're young, you think that 40 is really old, don't you? But my best years, actually musically, has been from when I was 40. So, thank you.
Okay, Sister Susie, that were my questions. Again, thank you for this, what we call Roots time.
Time.
Enjoy your next gigs in Belgium. I read somewhere that you're going to play in the Mississippi Club in Bruges. You're going to play at the
Jazz in the Park.
Music Village Jazz Club in Brussels.
Yeah. We're doing Jazz in the Park in Dendermonde.
And Dendermonde, yes.
And the Banana Peel in December.
Very nice club, a blues club. Thank you again, Susie. Thank you for your great music and hope that you will have a great show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.